They optimized my bottlenecks, removed redundant pointer checks. The database's subselects are indexed to a T. They shaved the microseconds down till there was nothing left to count. I instantaneously found the answer in a breeze. But I've been feeling so alone. Nobody here's calling from a function or a phone. If I'm dead, code, let me die.
It's a special episode of the Monday Morning Show for 420, brought to you by Doritos. Okay, maybe not. I'm Ken LaSalle. That's Josh Woodward singing Dead Code. You can find him at joshwoodward.com. You can find me at kenlasalle.com. So, 420. My background with marijuana is strictly a matter for the historical record, but rather than talk just about marijuana as a drug, I thought it might be nice to talk about what hemp could bring to us. You know, if we ever actually legalized the damn thing. After all, it's just a plant, and we, meaning politicians for the most part, have demonized it for nearly 100 years. And why is that? Surely it has nothing to do with the lobbyists who pay our politicians mortgages. I mean, it couldn't be about the oil companies, and the textile companies, and the paper companies, and the chemical companies, and, well, you know, on and on and on. All of these corporations. What do they have against pot, anyway? Well, the citizens of 23 states and the District of Columbia already know quite well that it makes a powerful pharmaceutical. It effectively treats a whole host of diseases, but don't just take it from me. Jennifer Walsh and Kevin Loria wrote a terrific piece in Business Insider listing 23 ways pot is actually good for your health. I'll include a link in the show notes. We know it treats glaucoma, but did you know it can help reverse the carcinogenic effects of tobacco use and actually improve lung health? Pot can be used to control epileptic seizures, help with other types of muscle spasms, and decrease the symptoms of Dravet syndrome, and decrease anxiety, clearly. Cannabis has been found to stop cancer from spreading in the body, slow the progression of Alzheimer's disease, and ease the pain of multiple sclerosis. Cannabis can help with hepatitis C, inflammatory bowel disease, and arthritis discomfort. Providing you avoid the munchies, it can help keep you thin and increase metabolism. Pot fights the symptoms of lupus and can help those with Crohn's disease and Parkinson's disease. It aids in creativity, can protect the brain after a stroke, and helps veterans suffering from PTSD. And that's just the beginning of the list. While our nation devoted billions of dollars fighting a plant that was once so ubiquitous it was actually a weed, which is where it got its famous epithet, we lost so many of the benefits we could have gained from hemp. Now, while hemp and cannabis are related, this isn't to say they're the same. And you can have hemp without the THC, which is the chemical compound that gets you high. In fact, the U.S. classifies all hemp without THC, that's hemp without any capacity for drug extraction, as a Schedule I drug. That's right, something that is in no way a drug is considered as powerful as heroin and LSD. That's because hemp, as you'll see, is fueling the opposition most of all. Here's why. You may have heard that hemp has a long history in the United States. Our forefathers grew it. The Declaration of Independence was printed on hemp. Hemp was used extensively for rope and fabric and clothing. In the 17th century, farmers were required to grow hemp because of the benefits it imparted to the soil. It could even be used as legal currency. That all ended at the beginning of the 20th century when the U.S. government cracked down on hemp. I talk about this quite a bit in my forthcoming book, Dynamic Pluralism, as well as in my book, Daughter of a One-Armed Man, available in ebook, paperback, and audiobook. But let's skip that and look at some of the ways we can benefit from legalizing hemp today. And keep in mind, these benefits have nothing to do with drugs. You can love hemp and never get high in your entire life. I'm taking some of my research directly from an article by Alana Kettler in Collective Evolution, because she does a great job of summing this up. I'll put a link in the show notes. Let's start by talking about how hemp could improve paper and cardboard products. Hemp regenerates in months. It grows extremely quickly, so it's a terrific source for paper products. Trees can take over 30 years to be ready to harvest, while hemp matures in just 4 months. The paper that is made from hemp doesn't become yellow or brittle because hemp is naturally acid-free. Hemp can be recycled up to 7 times, while wood pulp paper can only be recycled a maximum of 3 times. Not to mention that 220 million pounds of toxic pollution are added into the air and water every year during the production of wood, paper, and pulp. Hemp paper does not need to be bleached with chlorine. It can be whitened with hydrogen peroxide, which is a lot safer for water and the earth. When it comes to clothing and fabrics, hemp is a great choice. Hemp does not wear out, it wears in, becoming softer with every wash. Growing hemp requires fewer pesticides and no herbicides, so not only is it great for the environment, but when used in clothing and blankets, it isn't harmful to your skin. 1 acre of hemp will produce as much material as 2 to 3 acres of cotton. Hemp fabric is also naturally fire retardant, so you don't need to add fire repellent chemicals. Next, plastics and building materials. Did you know Henry Ford made a body for a car that was lighter than steel but could stand 10 times the impact without denting? It was made of hemp. Hemp can be made into various different building materials: hempcrete, fiberboard, carpet, stucco, cement blocks, insulation, and plastic. Not only are hemp building materials a lot better for the environment, but also walls made from hemp are rot-free, pest-free, mold-free, and fire-resistant. Walls made from hemp can last up to 500 years. Hemp plastic can completely replace oil-based plastic products that we're now using that contain large amounts of dangerous chemicals such as the very well-known bisphenol A. If all our plastics were made from hemp material, you could literally purchase something that came in a plastic hemp container and then throw that container directly into the compost, because hemp plastics are completely biodegradable. Hemp can be made into fuel in 2 ways. The oil from the pressed hemp seed can be turned into biodiesel, or the fermented stock can be made into ethanol and methanol. Biodiesel is completely biodegradable and a much cleaner fuel source for the air than oil products. Even the exhaust produced from burning hemp seed biodiesel has a pleasant smell. Both sources of hemp fuel are non-toxic and are completely biodegradable. Finally, not only is hemp great for the environment, it's great for your body too. Hemp seeds are known to be one of the most nutritious seeds on the planet, along with magnesium, potassium, dietary fiber, and almost every vitamin and mineral that the body needs. Hemp seeds contain high amounts of essential omega-3 and 6 fatty acids. Hemp seeds are very high in protein as well. Now, I know that's a lot to throw out there, especially on a day like 420 when you're probably not going to exactly retain everything. But the thing is, all you need to do is Google hemp, and it's all right there. None of this information is difficult to find, but you would think it is, because politicians still, to this day, behave as though hemp had joined ISIS and had a nuclear bomb strapped to its chest. Few politicians will touch it, even when there's no drug involved. Why is that? Could it be perhaps because of the millions of dollars politicians take from the oil industry, which would be wiped out if we turned to hemp for energy? Could it be, perhaps, from the millions of dollars politicians take from the chemical industry, which would be wiped out because hemp doesn't need all those chemicals to grow. Hemp even benefits the soil where it's grown. It returns nutrients back to the soil. Could it be all the money the steel industry throws at stopping hemp? Could it be all the money the paper industry throws at stopping hemp? Or the corn lobby? Or the pharmaceutical lobby? Any single one of these lobbies could and does stop hemp from being legalized. And the sad fact is that it's not just one lobby or corporation. Hemp is being held back by a whole host of industries that would be shut down because they're dirty and harmful to human life if hemp ever became legal. And that's exactly why we need to make it legal. This isn't about drugs, because hemp can be cultivated without THC. It's not about stoners wanting their fix, as my stepfather might say. This is about stopping corporations, or as the Republicans might call them, small business, and making a plant that can help us all legal once again. The spirit of 420 is about taking a moment to reflect and relax. So, starting tomorrow, let's do what we can to make hemp legal. Let's stop our family and friends and co-workers from spreading misinformation, the corporate line, about how hemp is a drug or how it has anything to do with drugs. Let's start educating people, turning them to our side, and regaining access to a little plant that could help heal our planet and ourselves. You know, I wouldn't be at all surprised if hemp was still classified as a Schedule I drug even after cannabis was made legal. Because cannabis is only a threat to the booze industry, which, by the way, has been proven to be far worse for you than grass. Don't become complacent when they legalize marijuana in your state. The big prize, the prize so many corporations don't want you to know about, is hemp. Which is also the cool thing for the week. Well, certainly today at least. And if you find yourself partaking in 420 this year, or on whatever day you find yourself listening to this, you might want to pick up my new audiobook, The Most Amazing Book You've Ever Heard in Your Entire Life, and You're Not Worth It. It was designed for those looking for something a little different. It's more an audio journey than an audio book. A journey through what, you ask? Well, I take you to the top of Mount Everest, to the moon, inside a live volcano, and even to lunch, among other places. But it's also a journey of discovery, a journey that illuminates the pitfalls of aesthetic judgments, and a journey that shows you it's not always the lies we are told that cause us problems. Sometimes it's the truth you don't see right in front of you. The Most Amazing Book You've Ever Heard in Your Entire Life is available in audio only through Audible, iTunes, and wherever amazing audiobooks are sold. And that's the Monday Morning Show for 420. Be sure to check back next week for another episode. Head on down to kenlasalle.com for all the latest. You can find my ebooks, paperbacks, and audiobooks all over, etc., etc., etc. You have yourself a terrific week. Be good to yourself. Be kind to others. Let's make this world a better place.
Nobody here has called me from a function or a phone. If I'm dead, code, let me die, 'cause I'm only wasting memory alive. If I'm dead, code, wipe the drive, 'cause I'd rather be a memory than a ghost who's still alive.